Hello and welcome on into Cheltenham High School football, taking on the visiting Plymouth-Whitemarsh High School team. It's homecoming night here on a rainy night. Hopefully not too rainy. It's been misting a little bit. Cheltenham will be kicking off to start off. These two teams coming in on opposite directions. Plymouth-Whitemarsh coming off of a big win against J.P. McCaskey, 48-14, while Cheltenham is coming off of a loss last week against Roman Catholic. But only one of these teams will walk out with the win today. Cheltenham trying to change their favor.
Eli Stamen will kick off for the Panthers. Everett Baker.
Eli Stamen kicking off, and we are underway here at Cheltenham High School. Returned and up the middle. Tackled at around the 37-yard line. Plymouth-Whitemarsh offense will trot out. So this is the first we're seeing of Plymouth-Whitemarsh tonight. Coming off a big offensive outing, 48 points. The week prior, however, they got shut out 2 weeks ago against Quakertown. So a tale of two stories. We'll see which story we get in tonight's matchup. Quarterback in the pistol. We have some motion. Going to step away. Under center, Caden Lezensky, the junior quarterback, in a tight formation. Get the motion off and a handoff to the right side and breaking some running room on the first play, hitting a home run. That's Naze Boggs, and he's going to pick up the touchdown on the very first play from line of scrimmage. Boggs getting the unusual handoff out of the Navy-like formation there, picking up the touchdown on the first play of the game. Boggs, no stranger to the end zone, has been there a lot so far to start this season, and makes his impact felt immediately as the kick is up and dead right through the uprights. That's going to make it a 7-0 ball game to start off this game very quickly here. So now Cheltenham on them to respond after one play, one score. Back there for the returns, you have Zaire Williams and Trey McLeod III. McLeod had 2 special teams touchdowns in last week's game, the loss against Roman Catholic. One of them coming off a punt, one of them coming off of a kickoff. Not predicting a kickoff return touchdown here, but definitely could be a big play. And kicking off for Plymouth-Whitemarsh, they're going to let that go out of bounds. And that's going to be a flag and start the Cheltenham offense on the 40. So now the Cheltenham offense trotting out there. Jonathan Ingram, the quarterback, got knocked out early of last matchup, but is back in as the starting quarterback. Excuse me, misspoke. The 35-yard line is where the Panthers will start. Three wide receivers, tight end, running back to the left, gets the handoff, running up the middle, and there's nowhere for him to run. That's Smith on the carry, getting the first handoff of the game, picking up about 1. This time in the backfield with Ingram is going to be McLeod. That's where he was most of the game, did most of his damage from the backfield, but he's going to slip. It's very muddy conditions out there. Has been misting for the past hour plus, and the turf monster ends up getting him there, or should I say the mud monster. Lots of chunks of grass coming up on the cut. So that will put the Panthers in an unfortunate 3rd and long situation.
3rd down 11.
Ingram checking the wristband. Has a man in motion, faking the handoff. It's going to be a screen to the right side. Caught and tackled, but not after getting the first down. That's going to be Zach Strange with the catch. So first down for the Panthers so far. First down of the game, as Plymouth-Whitemarsh ended up scoring on the first play. Some players getting up to the line of scrimmage from the sidelines. Strange, one of those players who just got the reception. Now a pass to the left side, trying to cut up field, and along the sideline he does a late hit, and that's going to be a flag. Multiple flags thrown in the area. Zaire Williams was definitely out of bounds once he was hit. And assuming that this penalty is not picked up, it's going to be a personal foul penalty and give them an extra 15 yards. So knocked out originally at the 45. That's going to move them all the way up to the 30. So about a 15-yard runs turn doubles after the penalty, and all of a sudden the Panthers offense in prime position here. Pistol formation. Running back behind Ingram. He's going to hand it off. That's Higginbotham. Going up the middle, tackled after a gain of 1 or 2. 2 runs up the middle so far, and both of them getting sniffed out by the Colonials.
2nd down and 6.
So 2nd down. Ingram motioning in more to the right side. And the Panthers sideline is going to call for a timeout here. So we have a 7-0 ball game with 9:23 left in this first quarter. We're going to head to our first break and be right back for the 2nd down play from the Panthers offense. Stay tuned. We are back after that quick timeout. 2nd and 6. I formation, fullback and running back behind Ingram. Fake it to the fullback, give it to McLeod, the running back, and he's going to run all the way into the end zone on the left side, and he's going to get the score here for the Panthers. Lots of cheering and applause from the home crowd on this homecoming night, and McLeod picking up the touchdown right where he left off from last week. 2 touchdowns against Roman Catholic, has 1 already, and this is making out to be a high-scoring affair so far, 7-6, and could be a tie game if the the PAT goes down. Out there to kick. Kick is up, kick is good, And that will tie this up 7-7 here early on in this first quarter. After a couple of big yardage plays, they get another one to go into the end zone. One of them set up by a penalty when Zaire Williams was knocked out of bounds. So now, Plymouth-Whitemarsh going to trot on out. Already returning for the second time this game. Very quick scores from both sides. So Stamen ready to kick off again. Kickoff up. It's going to be caught and then stopped at about the 40. Luke Laviola on the return, setting up the Colonials in decent field position to start out their drive. And he's going to be the man in the backfield as well, along with quarterback Lazinski. So 1 out wide, everyone else bunched in. Had an inside handoff last time in nearly the same formation as they scored on the first play of last drive. That was Boggs on the carry. He's going to get sent in motion, but this time it's going to be a pitch to the left side. That's going to be Baker, and he's going to eventually run out of bounds after getting the first down. The Navy-style offense, the triple option that you see down in Ann Arbor. Very tough offense to stop, does not allow for much passing, but very tough to stop the run game when there's so many people that could be getting the football. This time 2 wide receivers out to the right side. And the quarterback's going to keep it himself, running up the right side, following his right tackle, getting about 7 or 8 yards. Lazinski on the carry. So second and about 4. More motion. Expect to see that a lot tonight. That was Baker. Everyone looking to the left sideline. Motion again, fake to Baker. They're going to pass it this time. To the left side, can't connect. That would have been a very deep gain there from the Colonials, but unable to hit his receiver there. Thrown just a little bit over the head of the intended target. That one was Marcus Lafredo. So 3rd and 2, excuse me. 2 yards to gain for the first down at about Cheltenham's 40. Gonna keep it here, and he's gonna follow up and then get dragged down from behind, not after picking up 20 yards. Lazinski not getting any contact until the tackle there. The triple option offense giving some problems to the Panthers. In the same formation as normal. faking the handoff 2 times leads to a touchdown for Boggs. Very tricky play calling there, but a same result. Boggs hitting the end zone again. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game so far. Early in this first quarter, 13-7, currently the score, pending the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. Tanea, Dylan Taneja with the kick up. 14-7 is your score. 7:41 remaining in the first quarter. So far, 2 drives for the Colonials, 1 for the Panthers. All 3 have ended in touchdowns on offense. Setting up for the kickoff. That's Nuri Barium getting ready to kick off to either Williams or McLeod. As the ball falls off of the tee. Could see that happen a good amount tonight, considering the field conditions. Not much rain currently, but was raining earlier. Short kick, going to be caught by Higginbotham, and then tackled shortly after the catch. And that will start the Panthers off at about the 33, 34-yard line. So that'll be 1st and 10 for the offense. Ingram again trying out as the quarterback. So far, the defense has not been able to get a stop on either side of the ball. And Plymouth-Whitemarsh trying to change that here on this drive. Ingram, high snap, hands it off to McLeod, and he's got room to run, barreling over a defender, sending him into the ground, eventually getting taken down after passing midfield. What a truck there from Trey McLeod. Not only is he fast, but he's strong too. Hurrying right back up. He will again meet Ingram in the backfield to his left. And there will be a penalty. False start.
False start against the Panthers.
So that will move them back 5 yards. Back to about their own 46. So 1st and 15 now. Ingram, man in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to his left. 2 tight ends. Up the middle again. After shedding off a lot of tackles, eventually getting taken down, getting back to where they originally started, maybe a little bit past that. About 2nd and 9 as a player for the Panthers falls down. And the coaches are coming out to him. We'll take an injury timeout and keep you updated. It's 7-14. Plymouth-Whitemarsh in the lead in the first quarter. We'll be right back. are back. That was Chase Harrison who went down on the last play. He was helped off the field, but walking on his own now on the sideline. The offensive lineman, as the handoff goes nowhere, and that'll set up a 3rd and long situation for the Panthers. Harrison getting looked at by the trainers on the sideline.
3rd down and 9.
Majority of the offense coming over to the sideline to get the play call. And the skill position players and Ingram will go back out. Gotta wonder if there's something special to this play that led to everyone coming over. Plymouth-Whitemarsh quickly sending some corners out to cover the receivers. Dropping back is Ingram. He's going to go to the left side, but Williams quickly wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be a 4th and about 15 for the Panthers. And we are likely to see the punting unit come on out. And they will. So finally a stop for one of the sides. Plymouth-Whitemarsh getting that reward. Punting, Elijah Stamen, the kickoff man, the punter as well. Getting a high snap. He'll get the kick off, a high arcing kick, and electing not to catch it, letting it roll. Will get downed by Jabriel Epps. A decent punt there. Will start the Colonials off at the 25-yard line. So good flip of field position there. The furthest the Colonials have had to start off all game. Both times they got the ball off kickoffs, they were able to return to near midfield, but they've got 75 yards travel to the end zone. Defensively for the Panthers, the box seems a little bit more stacked after watching the offense do what it did. Hand off to Boggs, and here he goes again. This is his 3rd carry. He has 2 touchdowns on the 2 previous carries. Will he make it 3? Diving. It looks like he's tackled. Will they give him the touchdown? They will. A 3rd touchdown for Najee Boggs. Again on the ground. 75 yards all the way by himself. Trying to catch up to him, Corey Wyatt grabbing his legs at the very end, but able to dive out and get the ball over the goal line before the score. Boggs having himself, what a first quarter, 3 touchdowns. So far, no problems kicking for either side. The 3rd extra point opportunity here for Tanaha. Kick up, almost blocked. A little bit of contact, but will go through. That'll make the score 21-7 with 4:41 remaining in this first quarter. Lots of offense so far to start this one. Panthers out, special teams unit ready to receive. Some frustration on the Panthers sideline. Mikel Smallwood, the free safety, pacing on the sideline. And onside kick attempt, but that's going to be caught at the 50. Surprise onside kick attempt from Plymouth-Whitemarsh, but there to catch it.
Panthers will start first down and 10 at the 50-yard line.
So ball at midfield, exactly on the 50. Colonials taking the risk, but not paying off. Gives the Panthers a good opportunity here. Handoff to McLeod, spinning off a tackle, breaking another one, and keeps going. Breaks 3 tackles before getting pushed out of bounds on the left side. That's a tough man to take down, getting the first down at about the 36-yard line. McLeod with the lone touchdown for the Panthers so far. Sending a fullback into the backfield as well this time. A slip from Ingram, and he's going to fall. He gets his own fumble. That could have been disastrous for the Panthers, but able to hop right back on it. Very tough field conditions out there. His pants are all covered in mud. That's not the first time there's been a slip in the backfield. Comes over the sideline to wipe his hands on a towel. Talking with the O-line. Getting under center. Some confusion here from Ingram. Gets under center, hands off, up the middle, and nothing working there. A couple yards gained. That'll make it a 3rd down. Getting back to the original line of scrimmage after losing some yards on the fumble. That for Higginbotham. So 4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Higginbotham in the backfield with Ingram. McLeod, one of the receivers out wide. And Ingram going to run up the middle himself. Taken down. Tackle from Kevin Hegarty. Hyped up after that one. But it doesn't look like that offensive unit is going to come out. 4th down and about 4 or 5. On the opponent's 30-yard line. It looks like they're set to go for it. About a little less than 2:30 left in this first quarter. Talking over a very important play call here. Remember, Harrison, the starting center, coming out earlier. As the handoff to McLeod, he's going to run up the middle, pushing through. It looks like they will give him the first down. A good, strong run on 4th down, and that'll give the Panthers another first down. Knocking on the red zone at about the 23-yard line. And a Plymouth Whitemarsh player falling to the ground near their sideline, almost off the field. And the team is huddling around. So we'll take an injury timeout here, keep you updated on that. Score sits 21-7, Panthers lead, but they have the ball, knocking in scoring position. Back here, Cheltenham with the ball in Plymouth Whitemarsh territory. Ingram catching the snap. He's going to sling it into the end zone, fighting for it, but unable to make the catch after a couple of tips up in the air. Almost a very explosive play, but unable to hang on to it. That was Michael Dunn in the end zone. Good play there by the secondary to knock that one in the air. Most likely 6 points had it not been touched. So a deep shot on first down. And looks like there's a flag. And they're pointing. So there will be a sideline warning. So no penalty yards here. A warning for the Colonials sideline. One more and then it will result in a penalty. Ingram, the quarterback, relaying the message to his running back, McLeod. Goes under center, gives him the handoff. He was met at the line of scrimmage. It bounces out to the left side, and it's going to get spun out of bounds just behind the 10-yard line. Again, very good running from McLeod. McLeod and Boggs for Plymouth Whitemarsh have been battling on the ground, both doing great work for their respective teams. No one able to stop the run today. Handoff, McLeod. He's going to get wrapped up that time, however. And the announcer's jinx striking right there. Just a 1-yard gain for McLeod. So that'll make it 2nd and goal from about the 7-yard line. Slightly misting outside, although probably not affecting play right now. The previous rain on the field has definitely affected the game so far. Ingram dropping back. He's going to keep it running to the right. He's looking for a man to throw to, and that's going to get picked off in the end zone. And that will be a touchback for Plymouth Whitemarsh. The interception there. That was Amir Butler for the interception. The errant throw there from Jonathan Ingram ends up in the hands of a Plymouth Whitemarsh player. And now, Colonials set up in a good spot here, or stop what could have been a good stop from the Panthers in the red zone on the goal line. Faking the handoff one way, going the other, and getting wrapped up, not after picking up 20 yards again on that one. This time it's Everett Baker. But the misdirection on these handoffs have definitely led to some large gains. That's going to keep the clock running and move those chains. 40-yard line is where the Plymouth Whitemarsh offense currently sits. Baker trying to motion again. They've done that a lot with Baker pretending to motion, going back to the line, and everyone looking over to the the Plymouth Whitemarsh sideline. Go over the play, try to draw a offsides penalty. And before they can get the snap off, that will end the first quarter. So far, it's been high scoring, 21-7. Plymouth Whitemarsh leads this one. We'll be back here for your second quarter action on SFPN. Stay tuned. Back here for the second quarter, I'm Jake Gable on the call for SFBN. Leading this one 21-7. Plymouth White Marsh, they're going to do the quarterback keeper. And their QB, Lizensky, is going to get stopped after about 2-3 yards gain. Got a little bit more after some contact. Going to give him about a gain of 5. 44-yard line is where they currently sit, their own 44. This triple option offense that they are running has given the Panthers defense some problems so far. Najee Boggs with 3 touchdowns on the night, and that was only in the first quarter, all of them coming on the ground. And a ball getting loose, throwing it to no one on the pitch backwards, and that's going to be a turnover from the Colonials. And that's going to play perfectly into the Panthers' hands as they trot out the offense. Either some miscommunication or a hurry. There were multiple Panthers defenders in the backfield when the quarterback, Lizensky, was trying to get the pitch off. He either got hurried and threw it when no one was there, or someone left before they were supposed to. Either way, it resulted in a backwards pass and a fumble. Quickly caught and hopped on by the Panthers. And a low pass is going to be a direct to McLeod. What a jump and hurdle. That's going to bring multiple flags onto the field, however. McLeod is down on the ground in some obvious pain. And there are several flags flying currently. There's about 4 flags on the field. And McLeod is down on the sidelines. All of those were thrown once he left the ground and went into the air. Could not tell from here. Maybe ended up kicking. Not allowed to hurdle in high school football, even though that is the natural instinct that the ball carrier felt on that for safety reasons. So refs definitely cracking down hard on that, giving confetti's worth amount of yellow flags on the play. Talking it over to assess the penalty. What would have been at the 30-yard line, they're going to move it all the way back. And they are still going. There must have been multiple penalties on this play, because they have moved it back to the Panthers' own 40.
2 penalties against the Panthers. 1 for hurdling.
First penalty, hurling. So that first penalty was the hurdling call from McLeod. Not allowed to hurdle in high school football. And then unsportsmanlike penalty, dead ball from the sidelines. Not sure if a player or coach or potentially both could have caused that, but a loss of 30. Snap goes to the ground. Higginbotham trying to make something out of nothing and ends up with about a 5-yard loss. So a 1st and 30 turning into a 2nd and 35. Excuse me, 45. And it feels more than 45, because had the hurling call not been a penalty and no penalties were assessed, McLeod would have gotten all the way past the 10-yard line towards the goal line. So really it feels like almost a 60-yard penalty after everything that happened, because the gain was taken away. McLeod is sitting on the bench by himself with some trainers, and Ingram going to spin out of 1 sack. He's still on his feet, trying to get away. but still ends up behind the line of scrimmage. He had to work about 20 yards back before he could start working forward again. Lots of Colonials defenders getting back there, and a very good effort to turn a disaster in just a minor loss. So now on their own 33-yard line. First and over 50 yards. Ingram back to pass. He's going to run it instead up the middle. He's met, and the lower man wins, getting the tackle there. That's Kevin Hegarty again in that middle linebacker spot, meeting up with Ingram, and he wins the matchup. So on 4th and about 47, 48 yards, I think it's safe to say that the Panthers will punt on this one. And they will, as the unit is out there.
4th down for the Panthers. Eli Stamen on the punt.
Stamen punting it, and it gets blocked, going backwards, and no one's there to outrun, and that's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown there on special teams. Getting the block and then getting the score. Heading off of a defender there. And all of a sudden, one mistake that started this Panthers drive at the 10, they have been backed up, and then the ball eventually finds itself in its own end zone after the punt. And now the PAT awaits in a 27-7 ball game. Dylan Tanea, kick up, kick good. Perfect on all 4 PATs so far. 28-7 ball game so far, with 8:22 to go in this first half. And a stunned Panthers crowd. This game, the homecoming game for Cheltenham. Getting set to kick off here. McLeod has not returned to the game so far, so he will not be back to return. Higginbotham goes back there in his place, but it will get kicked to the other side, letting it bounce for a little bit, getting picked up by Williams. He's going to try to break it out to the right side. He loses the ball, and fighting for possession, he will pop on it, and the flag will pop out. A Panthers player jumping up, looking at the referee, most likely indicating a penalty there from Plymouth-Whitemarsh. And that'll be personal foul against the Colonials, and could help out this Panthers offense get a better field position start here. So moving up 15 yards after the personal foul. Ingram in the pistol. Behind him, Pharaoh Brooks, his first look at the running back position so far in this game.
6-yard
most
line.
likely due to the injury to McLeod. He's going to get the handoff, and he's going to burst right through the hole, picking up about 4, moving quick in the backfield. Looked excited on that run to get the carry. Brooks, the junior.
5-yard pickup to the 41. 2nd down and 5.
3 receivers out wide, man in motion. James Smith was in motion. Fake the handoff. Ingram trying to find his footing. He loses the ball. He's going to get jumped on by multiple defenders, but picks up his own fumble. And this field is definitely giving both sides of the ball many issues. There's a flag on the play as well.
There's a flag on the far side of the field.
Be interesting to see what is called. Looks like,
Procedure penalty against the
yeah,
Panthers.
a procedure penalty, illegal motion from the Panthers. The Colonials came here in bright white uniforms. They have been changed to dark and muddy, and we are not even at halftime yet. You can tell the guys that have been most active on plays. Number 7, Kevin Hegarty, practically wearing a Cleveland Browns jersey at this point. Man in motion, and again a penalty there.
Flag on the play is for offside.
But this time it's an offsides penalty on the Plymouth Whitemarsh defense. So that will move up the Panthers. And they're about 1-2 yards away from picking up this first down on 3rd. A late substitution coming in. That's Buddha Autry going out wide. Handoff, right side. Higginbotham brought down after the first down, getting into about midfield.
Kicks the ball up to midfield.
Slow drive so far, but it's been successful after the first down. 6:56 remaining in this first half. I formation here from the Panthers. Handoff, and after getting a couple of yards, tripped up. And again, Hegarty been very active so far defensively, tripping up the ball carrier. He's having himself quite the day on defense.
3-yard pickup to the PW 47.
The 6'1 junior.
2nd down and 7.
Ingram 3 out wide, 2 to the left. Handoff to Higginbotham,
Higginbotham again.
getting a couple of yards, but then getting swamped up. That time, the tackle there from Eddie Moyet, the D lineman.
2-yard pickup will make a 3rd down and 5.
So a 3rd and 5 here. Ball on Plymouth Whitemarsh's 45. Ingram still in at quarterback. 4 wide receivers. 3 as one comes off the field. Too many men. And the snap very low. Ingram's going to have to run it himself, and he has nowhere to go, especially with the the grass just eating him up. Unable to get his footing and slipping on his own. That's going to bring up 4th down. About a loss of 4, so that'll be 4th and 10. And the special teams unit going to trot out. Looks like a punt here for the Panthers. Last time the punt was blocked. Here comes the kick. This one gets off. This is a good one. Caught at about the 15. Here comes Plymouth Whitemarsh getting tripped up.
Brought down at the 28-yard
at about the 28-yard line. On the return, that was Everett Baker, getting about 10 yards on the return, and will start the Colonials offense on the 28. Offense coming out. 4:48 left in the second quarter. Defense is all in on the middle. No one out wide offensively until the man in motion comes. Handoff up the middle, coming from the right side, swinging to the left. Gain of about 6 from Baker.
Pick up to the 36-yard line. Pick up of 7 yards on the play.
Leszczynski in the shotgun. Man behind him. He's going to run it himself. Right side. And tackled at midfield. So first down there. So at the 44-yard line, excuse me, not midfield just quite yet. First down here.
Get out of that. Make them run through the A-gap.
Leszczynski, man behind him.
No.
Gonna keep it himself again, running to the right. Not too much of a gain there, about pickup of 3. Again in the triple option offense. Not a single pass has been completed by this offense, yet they still have 28 points on the board. 3 of those 4 touchdowns coming from the offense, 1 coming from the special teams unit. Wide receiver out wide this time to the left. Everyone else bunched in the middle. Faking the first handoff, and this time it's sniffed out. Boggs, who has all 3 offensive touchdowns. They were waiting for it. He got the second handoff after the first fake and doesn't gain any yards there. Will be a 3rd and 6 opportunity and could bring on the first stop for this Panthers defense.
Third down and 5 for Plymouth-Whitemarsh.
3rd and 5, they're going to take a timeout to talk this one over. 2:25 left in this second quarter. We'll head to a quick commercial break and be right back for this 3rd down play. Back here, 3rd and 5 for the Colonial offense. Cheltenham on defense here. Pitch back, and it's fumbled, and it looks like it's been recovered by the Panthers defense. Second fumble of the game for the offense. Panthers quick to jump on it. Jameer Rush coming up with the fumble recovery. And so with 2:20 left to go in this first half, Cheltenham sparked with some energy right now. getting the ball past midfield to start off this drive. Definitely with enough time to score here. Changing out the ball due to the muddy conditions. No one in the backfield, still taken under center. Dropping back to pass, can't find anyone. Looking for someone to throw it to. He finds a man, and that's caught over the middle of the field. Malachi Williams, great job from the offensive line there, giving Ingram all day to throw that one, eventually connecting with the wide receiver. So now, a first down from the 23-yard line. And in a matter of 2 plays, Panthers now with a chance to score here. Handoff to Higginbotham. He's going to get about 5 yards on that left side to the 18-yard line. Colonial's defense backpedaling here. 4 wide receivers out wide, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Snap fumbled, and that's going to be down right away as Ingram had to jump on it, so that stops the play as he goes down. That'll push it to 3rd down. Unfortunate after all the momentum Panthers had, but they still have a chance here and could be 4th down territory if needed. Handoff up the middle, but nothing going there. Eventually breaking the tackle, but forward progress was called. On the carry, that was Autry. So Cheltenham going to take this timeout. Need this 4th down conversion to go with 42 seconds left in the first half. We'll take a very short break and be right back for this crucial 4th down play. So 4th down here, Ingram in the shotgun. Higginbotham to his right. 4 wide receivers out wide, 2 on each side, both spread out very far. Ingram takes the snap. Man blitzing, he's going to get the throw off, but no one in the area. Ingram looking to that left side, but a blitzing Colonial coming in, hurrying up his throw. And that's going to be a turnover on downs, giving the Colonials the ball deep in their own territory with 36 seconds remaining. Wonder if they're going to try to play out the remainder of this half or just let it go into halftime with the lead. It's hard to tell if they're in kneeling formation or not, considering the triple option offense that they run. But on the looks of it, it looks like they are going to try to score here, or at least get some yards. Lechensky, the quarterback, trying to draw the defense off sides. He's going to drop back, and he's going to lose it. Backwards pass, it looked like, but they're going to call it a dead ball. It's ruled an incomplete pass. Whether it was backwards or not, it was recovered by a Plymouth-Whitemarsh player, so there's no change of possession controversy there. So on second down, we'll see if the near turnover changes the minds, but it doesn't look like it. Boggs in motion. Handoff up the middle to the right side, getting pushed out of bounds. Gain of about 5.
Cheltenham calls timeout.
And Cheltenham's defense going to take the timeout here on third down. 15 seconds left in this first half, potentially trying to get the ball back for one more chance at the end zone if they can get the stop. We'll stay with you for this. 28-7 the current score. How did we get here? 3 rushing touchdowns from Najee Boggs. He's been doing it all offensively. 3 big runs, and everyone chasing after him. And then the 4th touchdown for Plymouth-Whitemarsh coming on special teams. A blocked punt finding its way into the end zone and hopped on by a player. The lone touchdown for Cheltenham coming from Trey McLeod, a rushing score. But he has since been knocked out of the game. Don't know if he will return, but has not been on the field since. But it looks like a kneel down here will do it. And that will send both teams into the locker room for halftime. We sit 28-7. Plymouth-Whitemarsh in the lead here after 2 quarters. And we'll go to our halftime break here on homecoming night in Cheltenham. 28-7 is your score. We'll be back after the half.
King and Queen pairs. First, walking down for the title of King and Queen, we have Eris Agard and Zaire Williams. Second, walking down for title of King and Queen, we have Riley Despy and Mikkel Smallwood. Let's also give them a big round of applause. Now the moment you've all been waiting for! Your underclassmen royalty is Laura Sultan And finally, your Cheltenham Homecoming 2023 King and Queen are Riley Despy and Mikkel Smallwood! Let's give it up for all of our royalty and cheer on our Cheltenham Panthers. Thank you and have a good night!
back here at Cheltenham High School. You saw during halftime the homecoming ceremonies. Nice ceremony going on, awarding the king and queen and some of the other court members as well. But here on the football field, it has been all Plymouth-Whitemarsh leading 28-7. 21 of those points coming in the first quarter. 3 touchdowns on the ground for Naze Boggs, as the kickoff unit was about to go for the Colonials, but the ball falling off the tee, so they will reset. The other touchdown did come from the special teams unit, but not the kickoff unit. The punt unit blocking a punt and recovering it in the end zone. Meanwhile, for Cheltenham, their touchdown coming from Trey McLeod, who we have not seen return to this game after an injury, as that one goes out of bounds and will be a penalty. Cheltenham will start their drive on the 35-yard line to start off this second half. Panthers have gotten close to scoring a couple other times, but end zone interception thrown from Ingram killed one of their drives, and then a 4th and about 9 from 4th and goal couldn't get it to go. So there's been chances for the Panthers, just unable to convert so far, as Ingram heads under center. Behind him is Higginbotham. He's been the lead back ever since McLeod has gone down. Normally the number 2, as he gets the handoff here, running to the left, and no one running room for him there. About a gain of 1 or 2. D-line instantly there to stop that run. Looks like 3 wide receivers out wide.
Second down and 8.
Dunn Williams on the far left side. In the backfield still is Higginbotham. Dropping back, Ingram. He's going to get out of some pressure and run forward, slide, and is hit up top high. And there's going to be a late flag on that, on the hit. Flag in the backfield as well, so multiple penalties. Ingram is down after taking a very hard hit. And the crowd is not happy with that one. Ingram getting looked at. We're going to head to an injury timeout and come back with the penalties and the remainder of this third quarter. are back here with the penalty and injury update. Ingram was able to come off on the sideline, being helped off by a teammate. Helmet came off after a big hit. Penalties offset. There was a personal foul on the defense for the late hit on the slide on Ingram, and then a holding call on offense led to offsetting penalties. So in at quarterback currently is Adam Rogers. This is the second game in a row that Rogers had to come in for Ingram due to injury reasons. Ingram currently by himself on the bench. Took a scary hit, seems to be doing well on the sideline, but not have a helmet on. Ball fumbled on the snap. Not sure who has it in the scrum, and there's some pushing and shoving going on post play. There's a flag. Not sure who started, but a Plymouth Whitemarsh player is currently being dragged out of the huddle. That was Jared Thomas Payne. Had to be held back by some of his Colonial teammates. Don't want to speculate, don't know what was said or who started. That's what the refs are deciding now, however. There was a flag. We'll definitely go on one or potentially two players. So an ugly start to this first half. So a foul on the Panthers, it looks like. So two personal foul penalties in a row, one from both teams. But they're going to move this one back after changing out the balls in these muddy conditions. So what would have been a third and 2, is going to move back and back 15 yards. Fourth down, not third down, so it will be a punt here. So Mello Stamen going to be your punter. Remember, there was a blocked punt earlier in the game. This one not blocked. Going to be muffed and fighting for the football. It looks like it was recovered by a Cheltenham player, and it was. That was Jabriel Epps coming up with the recovery. And Epps coming up big after the muff. So all of a sudden, Panthers back with it. The offense for the Colonials not even getting to touch the field there. And they're going to end up in enemy territory here at about the 38-yard line. Ingram back in under center. Hands it off to Higginbotham, who's dragged to the ground. That's going to be another flag, potentially a face mask there, an awkward up-high tackle. Motioning that it was a defensive penalty. Yeah, face mask penalty right there. So that will be another big gain through the penalty yards for the Panthers. 3 really big penalties so far on this early third quarter. 2 of them on the drive before the punt, and 1 coming up here. So they move up 15 yards. It will be a first down just behind the 20 at the 22. Handoff up the middle. Close to a first down was Pharaoh Brooks getting the carry there. And they're going to move those chains.
Pharaoh Brooks carrying the ball for the Panthers.
Sparked a little bit here as they enter the red zone on the 9-yard line. Handoff again. Brooks gets the carry. Chugging those feet along, but eventually taken down.
way down.
Not too much of a gain there. Offense waiting on the play call. Ingram over to the sideline to get it. Looks like a 4 wide receiver set, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. And in the backfield is Autry. Fake handoff, rolling out to the left, but is immediately stopped, sacked behind the line. That's going to be a sack there from Tayshawn Johnson for the Colonials. So now 3rd and goal. Definitely 4 down territory here if you're the Panthers. 28-7, trying to cut that lead in half. And we'll have a timeout here from Cheltenham to talk things over, so we'll head to a break and come back with this goal line opportunity here for the Panthers. Back here, 3rd down and goal at about the 12-yard line, getting pushed back slightly. Starting this set of downs on the 9. Losing the snap and immediately taken down is Ingram, thrown hard to the ground there. That is again Tayshawn Johnson getting the sack. There's been trouble with the snap all night long for the Panthers. And they're going to be forced into a 4th down situation, and it doesn't look like they're kicking the field goal here. They are going for it. Definitely a big one to talk over. Just took the timeout for the 3rd down play. Unable to really get it going anywhere because of the snap problem. So about 4th and 13 here. Ingram under center. He's going to drop back. Met with pressure, and he's going to get tripped up yet again. The field has been an issue all day long for Ingram, unable to find his footing yet again. And that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Panthers. Colonials will benefit getting the ball at about their own 20-yard line. So the offense and defense for both sides out on the field now. First offensive drive of the half for Plymouth-Whitemarsh. They had a muff punt earlier, so offense hasn't been able to see the field. Getting the handoff here, and here comes Boggs yet again. Running room all by himself, no one in sight, and he's going to walk in for his 4th, count them, 4 touchdowns of this game. And we're only 7:26 into the 3rd quarter. Boggs having himself quite the day. Just unable to stop. Boggs has been the Cheltenham defense so far. Score now sits 34-7. Pending this PAT, could be 35. Have made all 4 point after attempts so far. But Boggs, when he gets the ball in his hands, he is always a threat to score. Kick is up. Kick is good. 35-7. Plymouth Whitemarsh is continuing their hot streak. 2 weeks ago, they scored 0 points in a loss against Quakertown. Last week, they got 48 against J.P. McCaskey. And this week, they are already at 35, looking like they could go for more. Not even halfway through this third quarter. The Miss getting a little bit stronger onto the field. Helmets very shining as the rain comes down. Lots of fans in ponchos on the sideline. That's bad news for really both sides. Been a lot of slipping and falling so far in this game. Hard to tell whether this field is more brown or green in that middle, as a short squib kick is going to bounce off of player's leg. Fighting for it, but it looks like Cheltenham does come up with it. Not sure who came in on the recovery. Looks like Michael Dunn was able to grab it after it bounced off someone's leg. Well, the offense coming back out. They've held the ball for the majority of this third quarter so far, but didn't take long for another Plymouth Whitemarsh touchdown. Rain very evident coming in from left to right. And that tackle in the backfield. You heard this name a lot in the first half, Kevin Haggerty. Very active. The middle linebacker, the 6'1" junior, gets that tackle there behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1 there on the run. Ingram still in at quarterback after coming out at the start of this half after a big hit that he took. Four receivers, man in motion. Ingram looking for the screen pass. He connects with Autry, makes one move on the defender, makes a miss, another one, and is eventually taken down. That'll be about a gain of 6 to the 42. So about 4 yards to go for the first down. And everyone but the offensive line going on over to the sidelines to get the play call. 5:55 and counting left in this third quarter. Panthers offense got to make a move quick, trailing. High snap, hands it off to Higginbotham and is immediately hit. What a hit there from Luke Laviola. Another hit in the backfield, and this will bring out 4th down. So far, it looks like the offense is staying at their own 45. Excuse me, at their own 40.
Bring up a 4th down and 5 at the 40-yard line.
But they are going to go for it looks like. After talking it over, 2 wide receivers way out to the left side. Under center is Ingram, and the ball's going to go right between his legs. Nowhere to run for the man in the backfield, and he gets just completely swamped up.
James Smith, the ball carrier.
James Smith had nowhere to run
In the backfield.
after the snap goes between the quarterback's legs. And that's a turnover on downs, and will give the Colonials the ball on the 39-yard line heading in Panthers territory. The triple option offense has been dominant all night. Not a single passing yard to account for so far, but they haven't needed it. Doing all their damage on the ground, and here comes some more. About a gain of 3 or 4. Laviola, who just had that hit in the backfield, now coming out of the backfield on offense, running up the middle for the gain of 3. Just over 4 minutes to go in the third. Panthers stacking the box against this bunch offense. Quarterback keeper going to the left side. Looks like he's close to the first down. Don't see the chains moving. He's going to be just a yard short. So 3rd and 1 for Plymouth-Whitemarsh. Getting the tackle there. Multiple defenders for the Panthers.
3rd down and 1.
So a 3rd and 1 here. No one outside. And a handoff right to the running back. And that's going to be an easy first down for them. Picking up about 6.
First down. Down to about the 25-yard line.
At the bottom of the scrum was the man who got the handoff. That was Boggs yet again. He's got 4 touchdowns. When the lone runs where he's had it and didn't end up in the end zone for the score. Baker again faking like he's going to motion. Clock ticking here. Just eating up that clock. Hand off to Baker after faking the first one. And he's going to find his way into the end zone. That's Everett Baker. He gets on the board for the first time. He's done some damage in the yardage category, but that's his first touchdown. And making it a 41-7 game. 5 touchdowns on the ground. 4 of them for Boggs. 1 now for Everett Baker, the junior. And in to kick is Dylan Tanea. He's hit all 5 of his extra points so far. And now he can say he's made all 6. Good kicking performance there for the kicker from Plymouth-Whitemarsh. 42-7 is your score. Long drive for the offense for the Colonials. 2:44 left in this third quarter. They got the ball with about 7 remaining, so eating up some of that clock there. Hard to get the clock to stop when you run up the middle and never throw the ball. No incompletions, as there's no pass attempts either. Back to receive 2. Back there, Jared Higginbotham and Zaire Williams. Higginbotham to the far left. Williams closer to the right. We've seen an onside kick and a squib so far, and then a couple that have gone back. We'll see what we get this time. That's going to go back, but to the front man. That's going to go to Autry, and he's going to break through some tackles and eventually get knocked down at about the 44, but good return there from Autry. Not expecting to be the one returning it, but he makes do.
Reminder that the concession stand will be closing at the conclusion of the third quarter. If anyone has any last-second purchases to make, concession stand will close at the end of the third quarter.
So clock's still running. About 1:30 remaining in this third quarter. Offense getting out there for the first time since the latest touchdown score for the Colonials. Ingram under center. Hands it off. Offensive line just not able to move the defensive line back at all for about a gain of 2. That was Higginbotham on the carry. McLeod, I think it's safe to say, will not be returning to this game. Was injured in that first quarter. Had the touchdown for the Panthers as we get a penalty here. Offsides is the call that will go against the Colonials defense. 30 seconds and counting left in this third quarter. We'll see if a play gets off in time before the quarter ends. Certainly trotting out there expecting to get one more off. Ingram in the shotgun, Higginbotham to his right, 4 wide receivers. And he will take the snap and drop back. He's going to try to run with it, following his left tackle, ends up slipping and falls at the 45. That will do it for this third quarter. 42-7 is the score. Plymouth Whitemarsh on top. We'll take a quick break as we swap over to the fourth quarter. You're listening to Cheltenham, Plymouth Whitemarsh on SFBN. We'll be right back. Back, and the run on offense not going much there for the start of the fourth quarter. Panthers with the ball at about their own 46-yard line, and this will make it a fourth down.
2 yards to the 47. Fourth down and 3. They
are going for it. Hurry to get up another play. No huddle here. Going to give the ball off to Higginbotham, and he's going to pick up the yardage and get them past midfield. First down and more, eventually getting taken down. Higginbotham, like many players out there tonight, covered in mud. Can't even make out his jersey number at this point. So joining in the backfield this time, it's Pharaoh Brooks to the right of the quarterback. Again, the snap too short. Brooks quickly hopping on it, but that will be a loss of yards there of about 4. So make that 2nd and 13 or 14. Center with a towel in his hands, but definitely some frustration there, trying to dry it off. Definitely not the ideal conditions for a football game. Very messy, very sloppy out there as the ball gets placed down. Ingram under center. And we have a penalty here. Offsides again from Plymouth-Whitemarsh. We've seen that several times tonight so far. Gets called again. That's at least the third offsides penalty that we've seen. So that missed snap really goes away there and gets erased and add an extra yard for it. So it's now 2nd and 9. Handoff stuffed immediately. Brooks can't get anywhere.
Brooks, the ball carrier.
In on the stop.
No gain on the play.
4. That's Eddie Moyet with the tackle there. Farrell Brooks will come out to the sideline. And at running back will go Autry. Receivers stay out there. Ingram has gone under center a lot more due to the problems with the snap, but he'll drop back this time, looking to throw, and that's incomplete to the left side. Looking for his man Dunn, but that throw will hit the dirt. Unable to connect, so a 3rd and 10 here coming up. Clock has been running, so it's been about 3.5 minutes of play so far in this 4th and final quarter. 3rd down here. Autry stays in at running back. Ingram drops back to pass again, but there's going to be a flag and another offsides penalty for Plymouth-Whitemarsh. They've had a near perfect game besides those penalties. Seeming to have trouble lining up as Autry limps off the field. He is in definite pain, grabbing his right leg. He was able to get off by himself, but immediately goes to the bench. Ingram goes back under center. Hands off. For the first time tonight, DeAndre Berger Wayne on the carry. The freshman. 5'10", 210, listed. Gets the carry.
DeAndre Wayne, the ball carrier.
So about a 4th and 4 here. Panthers getting their last 4th down to go. That was Higginbotham that got a nice 10-yard gain. Going for it here again. And another flag. Will that be another offsides penalty? And it will be. 3 on this drive alone for Plymouth-Whitemarsh. They have been very strict on that. People continue to line up over the line of scrimmage. So forget the 4th down. Now make it a 1st down. Can't have it much easier if you are the offense there. 6:30 remaining in this game. 42-7 is your score. Hand up the middle. Fighting for yardage, but leg wrapped up and eventually taken down. That was a good run there from Brooks. Farrell Brooks on the carry. Almost a 1st down, picking up about 8 or 9 yards. Some momentum here on this drive. Handed off to Brooks again, trying to bounce out to the outside, but is absolutely stuffed and tackled out of bounds. Good tackle there from Chase Smith. And there's a Colonial down on the field. Never like to see that. We'll head to a injury timeout. 5:39 remaining in this 4th quarter. Colonials lead. We'll be right back after this timeout. play is back on the field. Player from both sides actually going down on that one, but both able to get off to the sidelines relatively unscathed. Coming out of the game each. Ingram third and short, going to fake the handoff, throw up the jump ball, and there is Michael Dunn for the touchdown catch in the back of the end zone. Great throw there from Jonathan Ingram, connecting with his top receiver, Michael Dunn, up top for the touchdown. So a little bit of more energy pumped into the stadium here. After scoring on their first drive, they get their second touchdown score here. And it looks like they might be going for two. The offense is currently huddled up, and they will go out there, so no point after attempt here. Ingram in, followed behind the freshman Wayne, and then Higginbotham in the backfield in that I formation. Two wide receivers, one to each side, tight end as well. On the pass, and that's swatted away. He had a man. That's Strange was the intended target. But Boggs, he's been doing it all on offense. Gets the swat, pass deflection down into the dirt on defense to add to his 4-touchdown day on the ground. So the score will sit 42-13 with 5:15 remaining after the touchdown to Michael Dunn.
15 to go in the game. The score is now Plymouth-Whitemarsh 42, Cheltenham 13.
Still misting out there. But after struggling in that passing game for the majority of the night, finally able to connect in that end zone for that touchdown. Looks like they're having some trouble setting the tee down for the kickoff. Not really a good spot on the field for it to go. Searching, ref helping out the kickoff man, Elijah Mello Stamen. Plymouth-Whitemarsh extremely shallow in their coverage. Looks like they will be trying for potentially an offside, not offsides, excuse me, onside kick. Stamen with the kick. He will onside it, but goes right into the hands of number 5, Marcus Lafredo. No muff on that one. Able to just grab it right in and fall on it. So now, Plymouth-Whitemarsh offense coming back out. And looks like there'll be a new quarterback in for the Colonials. Micah Thompson, the 6'4" sophomore, is going to come in for relief of Caden Lezensky, the starting quarterback, after a good day for him. Looks like the second string unit is out. Pitch to the right side. Running is number 20. That is Mike Bungard, sophomore, getting to the sideline. And he will get the first down. Mist really coming in with the wind. Running clock just under 4 minutes to go in this game. The second unit's out for the offense. Thompson in at quarterback. Bongard got the last handoff from that flanker position. There's one man out wide for Plymouth-Whitemarsh. And this time, quarterback's going to keep it. A little bit of confusion on the handoff. Not sure if that was the design play, but it ends up as a sack. Loss of about 5 there. And will lead to a second down. Moving the ball up slightly, it will be more of a loss of 2 or 3. Set at the 39-yard line.
Second down and 13.
Thompson in for the first drive of this game for him. Motioning. Gets the handoff off to Bongard. And a giant pile up in the middle of the field. No one falling to the ground. His forward momentum stopped. Gets back to about the line of scrimmage about. .223 remaining in this one. Draining that clock out as much as they can with the 42-13 lead. This will be 3rd and 11. Most likely going to hand it off again here, but there is one man out wide. Thompson gets ready for the snap, puts his hands out. Motion and then fumble on the snap. But Micah Thompson able to dive in and get the fumble, so that'll lead to 4th down. Less than 2 minutes in this game remaining, 1:38 and counting. Looks like punt unit most likely coming out. That punt unit is just absolutely just mopped up in mud. And they will be punting this one. Boggs into punt. Doing it all this game. 4 touchdowns on the ground. Looks like Plymouth-Whitemarsh needs to talk things over, calling the timeout with 1:04 remaining in this 4th quarter. So to recap so far, in the game that's almost over, the man that was set to punt on that last play, Boggs, 4 touchdowns for him. He had the 4 first offensive touchdowns of the game, at least for Plymouth-Whitemarsh. Unable to get stopped on the ground. Everett Baker also touching the end zone once, getting in on a rushing score as well. Then on the other side, you had Trey McLeod, who left this game early due to injury. He had a rushing touchdown on the first drive for Cheltenham. Ended up not scoring again until their final drive, or what was their final drive, assuming they don't get the ball back in this last minute or so. Jonathan Ingram connected with his receiver, Michael Dunn, in the end zone for that score. And that's how you got to your 42-13 score. Micah Thompson going to keep it himself. Quarterback keeper to the right. Immediately taken down. And that will be a turnover on downs with 51 seconds to go and counting. We'll see if a final play will be played or not. Game almost over, clock winding. Ingram, the quarterback, though, is going out there, followed by the rest of his offensive unit. So it looks like maybe 1 or 2 plays to end this game off. 23 seconds left, most likely just 1 play left in them if they can get it off in time. Six seconds left. And it looks like this will most likely do it for the game. Whistle in, and that will end the game there. Unable to get the play off, so that will do it here from Cheltenham High School on homecoming night. for the high school. 42-13 is your final score. Plymouth Whitemarsh improves to 4-1 on the season. And then 0-5 go the Panthers. 2 big wins in a row for Plymouth Whitemarsh as they continue their strong season. And that will do it here from Cheltenham High School. Final score 42-13. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Jake Gable. You've been watching Cheltenham High School football here on SFBN. Have a good night.